Ah, the woke warriors. Those enlightened beings who
so
believe
sure
their
of their
moral
moral high
superiority is untouchable, always ready to educate the world, yet somehow expertly self-destructing in the process. Today, we're watching reality hit them like a freight train, shattering their arguments, logic, and sometimes their dignity. From collapsed debates to pure embarrassment, get ready to watch these progressive heroes fall from grace. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you don't, you might just end up like these people, and trust me, no one wants that. Dana White's verbal knockout. Let's start with Dana White, UFC president and the last guy you want to challenge on free speech.
When they are
a journalist thought he could trap him in a woke gotcha
and you are getting
question,
into territory
and it failed spectacularly.
Go back. You were talking about, like, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. And control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably.
You gave your fighters a leash? I don't give leashes. I believe in free speech. And in 10 seconds, an entire woke narrative collapsed. The woke activist who collapsed with one simple question. Nothing is more satisfying than watching a guest on Joe Rogan's podcast enter confidently and leave completely destroyed. This guy was 100% sure that giving hormones to kids is just letting them be themselves. Until Joe asked one obvious question.
He's explained that, my child from a very young age consistently, said, I am a girl, never changed their mind. And so the humane thing and the thing that he felt was going to do as a parent was to embrace that choice. I shouldn't even phrase it as a choice, like embrace that identity.
But it is a choice, right? You're choosing to add hormones to a child's body.
It's a choice blockers. It's a choice on the part of the parent.
Okay, but if that's who they are, if they think that they're a girl, why do you have to give them hormones to make them more of a girl?
Because I'm sorry, can you expand on the question?
It's a simple question. If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Why are you adding?
Did you catch that awkward pause? That's the sound of a brain imploding in real time. If you need drugs to maintain an identity, maybe, just maybe, that's not your identity. The dumbest debate ever. Sometimes the most ridiculous debates turn out to be the most entertaining. Here we have an activist who is 100% convinced that men can menstruate. And, well, this does not end well for him.
Women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Cis men don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
Non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive to cis women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body menstruated at some point.
If your chromosomes are XX, and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary? We're excluding a whole group of people
They're women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an example? When we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely different.
They are completely different.
Notice the panic in his voice the moment science entered the chat. If what you're saying collapses under basic biology, then maybe, just maybe, your argument is garbage. The biggest feminist contradiction. Now, here's a question that causes woke heads to explode instantly. If a man can identify as a woman, why can't this feminist identify as black?
Identify as a black person?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not black.
I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you.
If you transition, maybe.
What defines a transition?
If that's your goal,
If you believe it.
Sure.
If you believe you're black, why aren't you black?
Well, that's like genetics. That's like ancestry.
You're also born a man or a woman. It's the same thing. That's also genetics.
Okay, I'm over it.
There it is. In less than 30 seconds, she destroyed her own argument without any outside help. If gender is a social construct but race isn't, then what are we doing here? The most over-the-top meltdown ever. Some people have real problems. Others lose their minds over being called sir. This is one of those moments where you have to ask yourself, are we really doing this?
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay. The Sweetwater starts at okay. Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay. It just really sucks every time it happens. I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir, you know? Thank you. Did you call me sir? Hey, I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir. Called me sir.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just like, it kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that.
Very good. Thank you so much. No, yeah. Thank you. I'm not a sir. Nothing like a good misgendering. It is a knife in the gut when I get called sir. I feel like I need to tell him. I need to tell him that hurt. It hurts more though, and it's not intentional because it means like this is sir to him. I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not a sir.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean it. It's just, you know.
You heard that right. It's like a knife to the heart. Dude, there are terminally ill people who complain less. If your biggest life struggle is that someone mistook you for a man, congratulations. Your life is incredible. The straight flag crisis, extended version. Here we have a woke activist who is furious because apparently straight people get representation all year round. According to her logic, existing in the majority is a privilege that must be challenged. And when she's asked where the straight flag is, well,
I'm triggered by the fact that everywhere I go for a calendar month, everything has to be a rainbow flag.
Well, I'm triggered that everywhere I go for the entire year, everything has to be straight. Why is straight
Where's
everywhere?
my straight flag?
Why am I constantly getting straight?
Where is my straight flag?
Why are straight people holding hands in the street?
When have you ever seen a straight flag?
Why has Mickey Mouse got a girlfriend?
what I love most about this is the pure desperation in her argument. She acts like straight people have been hiding a secret flag underground for centuries, refusing to display it out of sheer greed. Where's the straight flag? Probably in the same place as the flag for people who prefer chocolate ice cream over vanilla. Nowhere, because nobody needs one. Notice how she can't explain why she wants a straight flag to exist, just that she's angry it doesn't. Because when your entire ideology is built on finding oppression in the most ridiculous places, you end up making up problems just to stay relevant. If needing a flag for everything is the hill she wants to die on, I say we let her. Piers Morgan versus gender ideology, extended version. Now, Piers Morgan reminds us that when ideas are built on fantasy, they collapse under reality. This time he's up against a gender expert who is absolutely convinced there are 72 genders, because of course she is.
That's where the whole debate goes rogue. You were born a biological male, you were born a biological female, Douglas biological male. This is just a fact, right?
No.
Once you start saying there are hundreds of genders and you can identify as anything you want, you're going to end up with kids at school going, I'm a horse, and you've got to treat me like a horse. What are you?
I'm a cisgendered man.
What does that
cis mean?
So that means if you were, you were born a woman, and therefore you still identify as a woman, so you're a cisgendered woman, I would say.
And that's because of my physical...
That's because
femaleness.
You identify with how you
What am I?
originally. Well, I assume you're a cisgendered
I'm not
man,
a cis anything,
if
mate.
if I may assume.
I'm not a cis anything.
Well,
I'm just a man.
Well, no, but you're a cisgendered man.
No, I'm not a cisgendered anything.
But hang on.
What does cis mean?
Well, that means that you were born the way that you identify
No,
now.
I'm just born a man.
But someone who transitions.
Why are you
to be a
insisting
man.
on calling me something I'm not?
Well, you can refer to yourself as just a man if you like, but...
I think most people identify as male or female, man or woman.
That's right, the vast majority of people. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other people who identify differently.
There are
lots
100
of
different...
I love how the moment she runs out of arguments, she just decides the majority of people are simply wrong, because obviously when 99% of the world thinks there are only two genders, the problem must be society itself, not her completely made up ideology. Let's be honest, if you can identify as literally anything, then nothing means anything anymore. At this rate, we're 10 years away from people demanding legal recognition as wolves, mermaids, or sentient toasters. And the best part, even the woke crowd itself can't keep up. One day, there are 32 genders. The next, there are 72. By next year, we'll probably be in the thousands. And somehow they think we're the crazy ones for questioning it. The ultimate woke logic failure. Extended version. To wrap this up, we have a pro-abortion activist who doesn't know when life begins, yet insists that a fetus isn't alive, because apparently you don't need basic knowledge of biology to have strong opinions about it.
Understand, living women matter more than potential babies.
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
That's actually a good question, but that line...
Yeah, of course, because you don't know it, because it's living. It's living. When does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it...
Nothing screams, I'm 100% sure of my beliefs, like complete silence when asked a basic question. And there you have it. Another masterclass in how woke ideology collapses under the weight of its own contradictions. If you enjoyed watching these people self-destruct in real time, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Because trust me, with how fast these people keep coming up with nonsense, we'll have plenty more episodes coming your way. See you in the next one.